I love, like, you guys do not understand. When I go to a Saint Laurent Paris store, I am just like in another world. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to another video. In this video, I wanted to talk about my favorite top 5 designer brands. And these are brands, high fashion designer brands. When I look at these brands as a collective, when I look at their clothing, their shoes, their bags, their fragrances, their accessories, I am like head over heels for them, I guess. I'm in love with them. I love everything they put out. And I guess I'm a fan of these brands. Now, before I get started with these top 5 designer brands, I wanted to welcome you back to the channel. It's been a while since we've had a sit-down video. Also wanted to say that if you're new here, please subscribe down below. I would really appreciate it. We got all that out of the way. We can get started with the video. Whew, that was a big mouthful. Now, before I get started, have any of you tried these Fiber One bars? Fiber One, I'm not being sponsored by them, but they are so good. I got these from Costco, like a huge bag, and they're great for snacking. So if you ever want like a good snack, try Fiber One bar. Good, very good. Okay, so let's get started. So for these brands, I'm going to start off at number 5 and work my way up, and these are in order of which ones are my top 5 favorites. So number 5, I'm going to say Marc Jacobs. And what made me fall in love with Marc Jacobs brand was, first of all, their bags and accessories. I love the backpacks, I love the duffel bags, the messenger bag. Everything is just really unique. It's kind of out there and abstract, so if you're not very into like abstract out there fashion, you might not like a lot of Marc Jacobs pieces, but the quality is there. If you look at all the backpacks, it says made in Italy, zippers, leather, and there's actually a backpack from Marc Jacobs that I really want. It's either that one or a Saint Laurent Paris backpack. And another thing that made me fall in love with Marc Jacobs brand was their fragrances. I have loved classic Marc Jacobs for men cologne. I've talked about it on my channel before. This really unique smelling cologne for men. It smells like orange blossom flowers. Well, that's a flower, so orange blossoms. And it's just a sweet yet musky kind of smell. When it reacts with your skin, it kind of turns smoky. It's just so unique. It was the first cologne actually that I smelled when I was 12 or 13 that was so different from all the other colognes, because as you guys know, men's cologne usually kind of geared towards that fresh out of the shower, soapy, kind of sporty smell. But there are brands out there that kind of push the boundaries and add some floral notes mixed in with some smoky notes. Tom Ford is another example of a brand that does that with their cologne. So I really love that about Marc Jacobs. And yeah, my favorite pieces from them are the fragrances and the bags, the accessories. I also like Marc by Marc Jacobs, so I like the fact that he brings kind of that design element of Marc Jacobs into a more affordable brand, which is Marc by Marc Jacobs. Number 4, I'm going to put Louie Vuitton. They're known for their luggage, actually. They were created based off their monogram luggage. But I just love their shoes. I love the clothing that they're putting out as well. Now I know their designer has changed. Kind of this new designer is bringing a little bit more rock, kind of like a raw edge rock feel to the brand, which I really love. If you guys saw Zayn last year, he wore this jacket by Louis Vuitton that I love. I actually have a picture of the Louis Vuitton jacket that I'm talking about. As you guys can see, it's like floral. It has Louis Vuitton here. Look at this bag. Isn't this amazing? But this type of style that they have, their new things, is really nice. So their wallets are nice, their belts, and I've always just really been a fan of Louis Vuitton, and I like the direction that they're going in. Their clothing, ready-to-wear stuff is really nice too, but a lot of people, again, are not too fond of the new direction Louis Vuitton is going, and a lot of people think that Louis Vuitton is a little bit confused, but for me personally, I love it. So my number 3 favorite designer fashion brand would be Bottega Veneta, and I just love Bottega Veneta because of its craftsmanship. You see it in all of its pieces, in its clothes, but most importantly in its accessories like wallets. Also have really great men's fragrances. It's an Italian brand. It kind of brings that classic Italian fashion. The thing that I love about Italian designers in fashion is just like with their cooking, Italians in terms of fashion and in cooking are really focused on the quality of whatever they're producing, the quality of the fashion. You can see it in their shoes and their bags, and Bottega Veneta is a great example of this. Obviously, as you guys are familiar, Kanye West wears a lot of Bottega Veneta Chelsea boots, and you can just see the craftsmanship, the beauty of the shoe. It's very simplistic, but it's just a very beautifully designed shoe. I love it. Personally, my favorite ones are the kind of camel sand looking one, and also the charcoal looking ones with the kind of wood bottom. I need to get me a pair of those, but those are so sick. I love the Chelsea boots from them. But aside from that, not because of Kanye, but the brand has always been one of my favorites in terms of clothes, in terms of shoes, in terms of fragrances, in terms of wallets. Just a really beautiful fashion Italian brand. So my number 2 pick for my favorite fashion designer brand is Givenchy, if that's how you pronounce it. A lot of people, like, whenever I pronounce French, like, designers, there's always someone that's going to correct me. It's going to be like Givenchy or Givenchy or Givenchy, but I'm pretty sure it's Givenchy. And I really love this brand, again, because it's kind of like Saint Laurent Paris, which, as you guys probably have guessed by now, is going to be number 1 because I always talk about it. But anyways, Givenchy also has geared towards kind of more edgy, kind of like Marc Jacobs too. There's always a dog. I don't know what our neighborhood has. There's always a dog barking. I'm gonna close this window. Like, I seriously don't know what's wrong with that dog. It's always barking. Like, the bark is so annoying too. It's just like one bark, like, row, row. And this is like, I think it's like, it's hungry, it's thirsty, but I don't know, super annoying. But anyways, back to Givenchy. I like it because it kind of has that rocker, kind of like carefree, dark, punk, raw edge, edgy, editorial kind of look that I really love. Their t-shirts, their backpacks, their wallets. I love their fragrances too. One of my favorite ones is Givenchy Gentleman Only Intense. If you guys go to Bloomingdale's or Nordstrom's, I think has it as well. And it comes in this black, kind of matte black bottle. There's Gentleman Only, which is good too. It's really smoky. But the Gentleman's Only Intense is just out of this world. I love it. And you guys should check that out. But I've always been a fan of Givenchy fragrances. Also their bags, their clothes. Again, very kind of punk, rocker vibes to it. Number one, I always talk about this. I probably have talked about it so much. Number 1 brand designer is Saint Laurent Paris, or Yves Saint Laurent. And but Saint Laurent Paris is so much easier to say. But I love, like, you guys do not understand, when I go to a Saint Laurent Paris store, I am just like in another world. I'm just like, I look at this shelf, I look at that shelf, backpacks, shoes, bags, clothes. I had the opportunity, and I was like, that was like the best day ever, that one of the sales associates, they weren't that busy, and one of the sales associates like realized how much I loved the brand. And this was at South Coast Plaza. And when I went there, she's like, here, let me get you a room, let me put all these things in there, you can try it on, I really know that you love this brand. And I like told her, I'm like, you know, to be honest, I can't really afford anything. She's like, it's no problem, I want you to like enjoy and try the brand and get to know the things that we have. Because I'd never tried on like the Saint Laurent Paris jeans that they had, the new ones that have the Japanese raw denim to them, so I wanted to try those out. She brought me water. It was just the best thing ever. I got to try on so many pieces. I think I'll put some pictures of, this was a while back, this was like a few months ago, so I'll put pictures of my fitting room stuff that I took in there in this video. But yeah, I love everything. Like, I have to put this at number 1 because literally everything that Saint Laurent Paris puts out for men, I love. Their boots, fragrances, their coats, their jackets, their t-shirts, their backpacks. And I have had my eye on a backpack, Saint Laurent Paris backpack and wallet, for the longest time. And again, I'm debating between that one and a Marc Jacobs backpack. But let me know down below, what are your favorite, list your top 5 favorite fashion designer houses. And I would really like to know what you guys like. I'll check some of the stuff out. And yeah, so we're just sticking with classic kind of designer brands that are out there. But of course, I'm not saying that they have the best fashion. I'm not saying that they're like everything. But these are the ones that I love of the high fashion. There's great brands out there that are not as famous and not as pricey, but still have really great, even could have better stuff than these brands, but these were my favorites at the moment. I hope you guys like this video. Give it a big like and comment. That would really help me out to know if you guys like these types of sit-down videos, if you like lookbook videos, if you like vlogs, all that good stuff. So I really appreciate all your comments, all your support, and until next time, peace.